Charlotte County, Post 45. Woo! We are Post 298 from Bryant, Arkansas. Woo pig! And this is the American Legion, the American Legion, the American Legion World Series. Wow!
We welcome you to Shelby, North Carolina, the American Legion World Series, part of ESPNU's Summer of Next, presented by Geico. A full house here tonight for the game between Arkansas and North Carolina. Before we get it going, let's head down to the field.
Good luck, guys.
Our colors are presented by North Carolina National Guard. Our national anthem is sung by Victoria Huggins, recently crowned Miss North Carolina. A native of St. Paul's, Victoria has been singing publicly since she was 7 years old. She competed on American Idol in 2011. She graduated from UNC Pembroke with a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism and mass communications, and she has now worked previously as a producer for reporter for Carolina in the Morning at WECT in Wilmington. She will compete for Miss America crown in November. Remember to go online and show your support for her in the People's Choice competition as the pageant gets closer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Pre-game ceremonies are complete here in Shelby. We're about ready for baseball. Take a look at the standings, and this is a game that is in the Stars division. The semifinals are tomorrow. Nebraska and Nevada have already made it to the semifinals from the Stripes division. Who will make it from the Stars? Well, North Carolina in the driver's seat at 2-0. Hi, folks. We welcome you to the American Legion World Series here in Shelby. I'm Mike Hogwood, along with former Major League pitcher Steve Woodard. And Steve, North Carolina is in great shape right now. And for this team from Bryant, Arkansas, the mission is simple.
Well, they hold their own destiny in their hands. You know, they win, they're in. If they lose, they're out.
Yeah, and they come in with some extra juice in their bats. Before this World Series, they had not hit a home run the entire summer. That's changed.
It has. In the last game, they hit 3 home runs. That's why they have these camo jerseys on again. And Miss America led them in a pig suey, so we'll see what happens.
Well, the team from Arkansas sure is fired up. Now, North Carolina, they've had hitting, they have had pitching, and then they have an X factor.
They do. They play great defense, and, you know, they hit the ball really well. So let's see what they can do with this huge crowd here for them tonight.
Yeah, huge crowd here, expecting upwards of 8,000. And pitching for North Carolina is going to be Bobby Weary, a right-hander.
And Bobby Weary, Mike's going to throw. He'll throw a fastball, a curveball. You know, he's going to throw, you know, a breaking ball, you know, in different counts. He's going to try to change speeds, keep the hitters off balance, pretty much like all these pitchers for them have done. You know, his velocity is going to be somewhere in the low 80s, from 80 to 85. So let's see if he can keep these Arkansas bats quiet again.
Well, these Arkansas bats that have found some power, and that's one of them, Logan Allen, who's the leadoff hitter. He had a big home run last game. Jake East, Seth Tucker had a homer. Dylan Hurt, Alex Shurtleff, Jake Wright, the DH, had a home run. Aaron Orender, Scot Schmidt, and Kobe Griner round out their lineup. And again, they have found some power in a team that has played a lot of small ball this year. You see part of the crowd that's here. It's a standing room only crowd in Shelby. This Randolph County team is from basically Asheboro, North Carolina, which is probably 110, 115 miles or so from here in Shelby, and a lot of folks have made it here. We're waiting for the smoke to clear. They had a cannon that made all of us jump out of our seats.
They scared us just a little bit. And what about Cam Morrison here? You know, getting to catch first pitch from Miss America.
Yeah, Cam Morrison behind the plate. The two catchers, Cam Morrison, Dylan Hurt, were kind of joking with each other because there's a coin flip as who gets to be the home team, and that is North Carolina. Cam Morrison caught the first pitch, which was thrown out by Miss America, and that was as much a discussion before the game as the game is who was going to catch that first pitch. Well, we're underway. We're glad to have you with us. That's Logan Allen, who will lead it off. He's the center fielder, and he is a good one.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, he's going to play at Arkansas Fort Smith. And actually, you know, he was Heartland Conference Freshman of the Year this past year.
To right field, Trevor Marsh is there, one down. And here's the defense for North Carolina. Hammer, Curry, and Marsh. That is a great outfield. Ryan Hills made some spectacular plays at third base. Dawson Painter the same at shortstop. Payton Williams, Bryce Marsh, Cameron Morrison. Up until now, would tell you one of his highlights is catching Miss America's first pitch. Now he's going to try to help get his team onto the semifinals of the American Legion World Series. The batter is Jake East, the shortstop for the team from Bryant, Arkansas. All of these players go to Bryant High School or have graduated from Bryant High School.
And they all came back together for one more year to try to win this thing.
Yeah, these kids have been playing together since really they were Little League age. And Bryant High School a couple years ago won the state 7A championship in Arkansas. Virtually these same players. They won the 13-year-old Babe Ruth World Series. Jake East has a hit in each of the games that Arkansas has played. They started this World Series with a loss to Idaho, 4-0. And then they beat New Jersey 7-4 thanks to those 3 home runs. The folks are still wondering where they came from. Counts full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payton Williams makes it look easy, 2 away.
You know, and this North Carolina pitchers have all come in throwing strikes in this tournament, and, you know, getting early outs in the count.
And North Carolina's been able to get their offense going early, which has been a key for them as well. Here's Seth Tucker. Seth's the second baseman. Graduated last spring from Bryant High School. His coach, Darren Hurt, says he is just a tremendous athlete. He was 0 for 4 in the first game in that tough loss to Idaho. And then came back in the win against New Jersey. He was 2 for 3 and had a big home run.
Yes, he did. And you know, he's going to play at Hendrix College Division III there in Conway, Arkansas.
Down back out of play. Talked to Ronnie Pugh, the head coach of this team from Randolph County, and you know, in a roster of 18, he's got 11 guys who can pitch. This is a really unique North Carolina team. A lot of pitching. Called strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. A good start for Bobby Weary from North Carolina. We played half an inning here in Shelby, and it's Arkansas nothing. North Carolina coming to bat. Mike Hogwood and Steve Woodard, good to have you with us in Shelby. And there's the starter for Arkansas, 16-year-old Will McIntyre.
Yeah, Will's going to throw a fastball, a cutter, and a occasional changeup. You know, his velocity is going to average somewhere between 82 to 86 miles an hour. And he's a young one, Mike. You know, he's a 2019 grad, and you know, he's a good-looking kid.
And he's going to face a tough lineup. Dalton Hammer's been great in that leadoff spot. Dawson Painter was super in the last game. Cam Morrison, Bryce Marsh, Payton Williams, Trevor Marsh trying to get his bat going again. Austin Curry, Parker Clayton, and Ryan Hill, the third baseman. And Hammer takes ball 1. Dalton Hammer from Uwharrie Charter School, graduated last spring. Got a great eye. His coach Ronnie Pugh says he has a lot of long at-bats, takes a lot of pitches.
You know, he calls him that prototypical leadoff hitter. You know, I think he walked 43 times this year.
Asheboro beat New Jersey 6-3 in their first game. They had 5 runs in the first inning, turned 4 double plays in that game. Then they came back and beat Idaho 4-1. They are 2-0, and you look at all the scenarios, there are a lot of tie-breaking things, but the bottom line is North Carolina wins. They're going to be the 1 seed out of this division. Hammer grounds out, 1 down. Take a look at the Arkansas defense. Their outfield, Kobe Griner, Logan Allen, and Alex Shurtleff. Scot Schmidt at third, Jake East at short, Seth Tucker second, Aaron Orender, who pitched the first game, is at first base. Dylan Hurt, the son of the coach, is behind the plate catching Will McIntyre. Dawson Painter stands in. He also graduated last spring from Uwharrie Charter School. His coach says he's the best athlete on the team, and you know, we saw that in their game against Idaho. He made some spectacular plays at shortstop and had a big hit in the 7th inning. Lifted high in the air, going to have to run a long way, and making the catch, Logan Allen. We told you Logan Allen's got a lot of speed. He showed some of it there.
He went a long ways to get that ball. That was a great catch. Showed his speed off here running to get that. Right up against the wall.
Got a good break on it. And Dawson Painter hit it a long way. 2 down, and here's the catcher, Cam Morrison. Morrison swings at the first pitch. And so far, nothing doing for either team. We've completed an inning here in the night game on this Sunday. In Arkansas and North Carolina, no score. The American Legion World Series as part of the Summer of Next is brought to you by Cleveland County Tourism and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Dr. Scholl's Pain Relieving Orthotics. Second inning we go. North Carolina in great shape to move to tomorrow. Arkansas has to win. And a super crowd here on what has been another hot, muggy day. And if you live in the South, you know that it's been this way all summer. Dylan Hurt, the catcher and coach's son, will lead it off. He was the starting catcher as a freshman at Arkansas Fort Smith this past year. Great defensive catcher, calls his own pitches.
You know, and he was another one of those guys that wanted to come back and, you know, have one more chance of winning this thing.
The first game against Idaho, Dylan was 1 for 4, was 0 for 3 against New Jersey, but his team was able to pull it out. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Arkansas catcher. And he lines it to left field, our first base hit of the game.
You know, Dylan did a great job right there on that breaking ball, staying back, letting the ball travel, and you know, hitting a solid line drive to left field. Very good piece of hitting.
Now the batter is Alex Shurtleff. Shurtleff pitched the last game against New Jersey. Was 2 for 4 against Idaho. Threw 62 pitches in that New Jersey game. As we move along, we'll tell you why all those numbers are important, because the number of pitches you throw determines when you can come back and pitch again. He began the season, Shurtleff did, as a pitcher only. They needed some help in the outfield, and he claimed the right field spot. There you see Hurt on it first.
You know, and Hurt, you know, being a catcher, he's not your usual type of catcher. You know, he has some good speed, and, you know, it wouldn't surprise me right here if they get him going right here and try to do a little hit and run.
Good pitch by Weary. And they're going to try a lot of things tonight. It is do or die for Arkansas. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Shurtleff. There goes the runner, and there is the throw. And not a great one from Cam Morris. In with a stolen base is Dylan Hurt.
You know, just like we said right there, you know, he has some good speed for a catcher, but looks like he stole that one off of Weary.
A runner in scoring position here in the top of the second inning. And the count has gone full to Shurtleff. Lost him. Nobody out now. Runners at first and second.
That brings up the designated hitter, number 13, Jake Wright.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Jake Wright. Wright hit a home run in the last game, his first of the season. He's another youngster. Jake Wright's just a rising junior in high school.
And Jake didn't square around there. I thought he might be trying to bunt to try to move these guys over here early in the game, but
when you talk to Darren Hurd about Jake Wright there, he says he is really going to be a special player.
And, you know, third base coach coming down, Coach Hurt's other son coaching third base, come down to talk to him. He may have missed a sign there of trying to get the bunt down.
It does seem that the bunt might be in order, and there is the head coach from Arkansas, Darren Hurt, his 9th year of coaching this senior Legion team. And Weary having a little control issue here in the top of the second inning. He's fallen behind 2-0. There's a strike called by our home plate umpire, John Whitaker.
And Mike, it's one of those things we talked about with both these pitchers. How are they going to handle this pressure? You know, playing in front of a live TV audience and 7,000 fans.
It's definitely not what they're used to. most of these kids are just recently out of high school. Some have completed their freshman year in college. Many will be a junior or senior in high school, and this is probably the largest crowd they've ever played in front of. That hit him, and what an opportunity here for Arkansas now. Bases loaded and nobody out.
And I'm sure Coach Pugh may go out here and talk to him, try to calm him down a little bit, maybe get somebody up in the bullpen, because they want to win this game. They want to make sure they're in the semifinals.
Well, there are a couple of players headed down to the bullpen as Weary has had control issues here. Nate Ray is going to start to get loose for the team from North Carolina. Now, there are a lot of tie-breaking scenarios, but most all of them have North Carolina here tomorrow, no matter win or lose. But you'd rather be sure about it and go ahead and win. The infield is in at first and third.
Yeah, and the middle infield's playing back. They're playing double play depth and just, right here trying to get an out here early in the game.
Aaron Orender is the batter. 1 for 3 in the last game against New Jersey. A lot of foul territory here. That might stay in. It did, but Bryce Marsh not able to come up with it.
Man, there's a lot of
there is a lot of ground.
And if he would have made that catch, he was tagging on third.
But the good news for Weary is he's ahead 0-2. There are no outs, bases loaded. You got to believe that this is an opportunity that Arkansas cannot afford to squander. Called strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Weary.
Great pitch by Weary, going a little off the plate, it looked like, and, kind of froze him there with that fastball away. In that situation, he's got to put that ball in place somewhere, on the ground somewhere.
Now he got a chance to get out of this inning. Scot Schmidt, the third baseman, is the batter.
Now, Mike, a ground ball that could get you out of this inning.
Boy, it'll be a big lift for Randolph County and take a little air out of Arkansas. Not able to get a run when you have the bases loaded. Payton Williams calls forward and makes the catch.
Infield fly rule there. Man, he made some quality pitches there, these last two hitters.
Give Weary some credit. Didn't have great control to start the inning. Arkansas took advantage. They loaded the bases, nobody out, and now there are 2 out. And the number 9 hitter, Kobe Griner, the left fielder, is the batter. Griner's another youngster. He's just a rising junior in high school. Really did not play a whole lot for this team at the beginning of the summer, but you talked to Darren Hurt about him and said he just came in late in the year and owned the left field job. Nobody's going to take it away from him.
And that's what you want as a coach, somebody to come in and take that position and not give it back up.
Now, as well as Weary has battled back, there's no place to put Kobe Griner, and I'm sure that is what Ronnie Pugh is going to come up and talk to him about. You got the number 9 hitter up, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, it goes back to that whole thing we talk about this whole tournament is do not walk guys. If you don't walk guys, you give yourself a chance.
Well, we've seen that walk bite more than a few teams so far here this week in Shelby.
And 2 of these guys on base right here are by walks.
Dylan Hurd is on third, Shurtleff on at second, and Jake Wright is on at first. For that man, Kobe Griner. What an opportunity, and what a spot to be in, 16 years old. Count is 2 balls, no strikes.
works, Mike.
Well, your theory is the coach goes out, talks to the pitcher. The next pitch is always a strike.
Always a strike.
So far, your theory's worked okay here in Shelby. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, and he was just right on that pitch. You know, there 2-1 count, was heading the count. He got his pitch, he just missed it.
Big moment, I think. It's early, but a big moment in the game. Base hit, it's 2-0.
Oh, absolutely. You know, right here, they need to score. They score, it maybe change the whole outcome of the game.
And yeah, what a lift it's going to give North Carolina if they get out of it. Good job by Griner to stay alive. Kobe Griner does not have a hit here in Shelby. He was 0 for 2 against Idaho and 0 for 2 against New Jersey. So
this is a good time for the first one.
Be a good time for the first one.
And you better believe he's probably throwing that breaking ball down and away.
And that is going to be right at Trevor Marsh. North Carolina gets out of it. Arkansas loads the bases with nobody out and cannot get a run in. We go to the bottom of the second. Arkansas nothing. North Carolina nothing. Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, ESPN2 kicks off the second annual Fantasy Football Marathon with 28 straight hours of coverage. Matthew Berry and Adam Schefter will once again be on air for every second, along with special guests as they bring you the most comprehensive fantasy insight to prepare you for your upcoming season. And of course, our coverage will also be on ESPN and the ESPN app. To the bottom of the second, and we just can't emphasize what a chance that was for Arkansas to not come up with anything.
Yeah, they needed to come up with something right there to get them going.
Bryce Marsh will lead it off. Marsh, the first baseman, who almost made that play in foul territory. Marsh, a big guy, 6'3", 205 pounds. He's a rising senior at Southwestern Randolph High School. Hits that straight away. Center fielder backs up, draws a bead. Logan Allen makes the play, 1 out.
You know, Mike, let's see how, you know, McIntyre does here in this second inning. Come back out, see if he's relaxed and gets ahead of these hitters. Like we said, he's only 16 years old, so, you know, he's never played in front of a crowd like this before.
Now a guy stands in who Ronnie Pugh, their coach, says is the biggest surprise of the summer. Payton Williams, the second baseman. What a game he had against Idaho. 2 for 3. Also had a hit against New Jersey. He's had a really good World Series. Started the season at shortstop, but because of injuries, moved over to second base. Overall, throughout the summer, he hit over 300, hit 333. High chopper. Bill's going to have to hurry. Boy, you see the speed there of Payton Williams. Scot Schmidt.
Yeah, Mike, he kind of stayed back on that ball, didn't come get that ball, and it gave him a chance to beat that out there at first. If he had come up and tried to get that ball, he might have had a better chance of getting it.
Schmidt made a good throw. Now here's Trevor Marsh. Marsh, the right fielder.
And boy, can he fly.
Marsh maybe has the best speed of any player here. He was the MVP of the regionals. These teams have to win a state tournament and a regional to get here. In the Southeastern Regionals, he hit .632 over the course of 5 games.
You know, and he's still a young kid. He'll only be a junior in high school also.
And he really struggled against Idaho. He was 0 for 4 in that game. He hasn't had a lot of 0 for 4 games. 2 for 4 in the first game against New Jersey. And McIntyre's ahead of him here, 0-2.
Yeah, and he's got ahead of the last 2 hitters, 0-2, and made a great pitch to the last hitter and got a ground ball like you're supposed to.
On a ground ball, though, you might think, okay, ground ball double play. It is tough to double up. Trevor Marsh. Awfully close, 1-2. He's been timed at 6-6 in the 60.
And he's going right at him. He's wanting to make him hit this ball. He's challenging him.
To left field. Catch is made by Kobe Griner there at left. They're 2 out.
And center fielder number 1, Austin Curry.
That'll bring up the center fielder for North Carolina, Austin Curry. He's another guy with a lot of speed. He's a rising senior at Asheboro High School. Most of these players on this Randolph County team live in the Asheboro area.
And I know we've said it several times on air already, but his nickname is Little Hole.
In deference to his ability as a state champion wrestler in high school.
And the comedian of this team.
He's not telling jokes now. You look at his face, he just wants a base hit. A hot, muggy night here in Shelby. The good news is there's no rain, and we're not expecting any for a while. Just did get a piece of that.
And that probably was one of the best fastballs yet of the night. He was around 83 miles an hour on that pitch there.
This American Legion World Series is more than just a baseball event. It is a celebration of all that's good about our country, and it's been going on all week. Good play by Schmidt, the third baseman, and North Carolina strands a runner. We go to the bottom of the second. We've still got no score. Arkansas and North Carolina in the American Legion World Series. The very first American Legion World Series was in 1926, 91 years ago, and a lot of great players have come through Legion baseball, and a number of current Major League Baseball players had a Legion experience before they got to the big leagues. And I know you did as well.
Yeah, Mike, I was fortunate enough to play 3 years of American Legion baseball and make it to the big leagues also. But you can look right here on screen, Chris Bryant, Madison Bumgarner, Albert Pujols, Bryce Harper, all these guys played American Legion baseball and made it to the big leagues. So American Legion baseball can be very, very good baseball.
Steve Woodard, my partner, spent most of his career with the Brewers as Logan Allen flies out to right field, and then I remember part of a year you had with the Red Sox, but he's from Alabama, still lives in Alabama, and I know that baseball's meant a lot to your life.
It has. Everything I have is because of baseball. It's really all I know. Baseball. That's all I do every day, it seems like. So very fortunate to be able to do that.
Fouled back out of play. Jake E said, yeah, I remember a game, and I didn't know who you were at the time. I just knew I was watching Roger Clemens pitch. And both of you had a duel, and you out-dueled Roger Clemens in a game.
Yeah, I was very fortunate enough to face boyhood idol, first game in the big leagues, and ended up beating him 1-0.
Jake East flies out to left field, 2 down.
Back then we didn't have a lot of scouting reports, so those guys didn't have a scouting report on me, so I was able to strike out 12 guys.
You had a nice career. It's great. We're glad to have you with us this week, adding your insight to what's going on the field in this Legion World Series. Seth Tucker is the batter. And an easier inning that time for Bobby Weary. 1, 2, 3, and well, a little pitcher's duel going on. We've only had 2 hits in the game. We've got no score, Arkansas and North Carolina. Great that the American Legion World Series is part of the ESPN Next. And as you can see, there's some big high school football coming your way. Part of this summer, all part of the ESPNU Summer of Next. Bottom of the third we go. And Parker Clayton, the designated hitter, will lead it off for Asheboro. Graduated last spring from Asheboro High School. Is used mostly as a DH. We did see him at third in one game.
Wow,
that was going to be a little dicey, and the left fielder, Kobe Griner, makes a nice play.
I think they were all looking at each other trying to figure out who was going to catch it. Finally, the left fielder, Kobe Griner, called him off and made a great catch.
Now here's Ryan Hill, the third baseman. In the win over New Jersey, the first game here in the World Series for this team from North Carolina, Hill, I thought was outstanding on the mound, went 7 innings here, grounds out to shortstop.
And Mike, both these pitchers have settled down and are getting ahead of these hitters and, you know, getting them to put the ball in play early in the count.
Can't say enough good things about that young man, Will McIntyre. 16 years old, he's allowed 1 hit to a team that has had a lot of offense here in Shelby this week. Top of the order with 2 out, Dalton Hammer.
You know, and he keeps getting stronger as we go. You know, now he's up to 84, 85. So the velocity keeps going up.
Hammer grounded out to second base his first time up. Has 3 hits here in the World Series. Each team plays 3 games in pool play and division play. We get to the semifinals tomorrow. The winner of the Stars will play the runner-up in the Stripes and vice versa. Those winners play Tuesday night for the championship. Strikeout by McIntyre. That's his first strikeout of the game. And again, it's 1, 2, 3 for North Carolina. Still no score. Only 2 hits in the game. Both starting pitchers have really settled down, and it's become a pitcher's duel. 1 hit for each team as we move down to the 4th inning. Bobby Weary has retired 6 in a row. After loading the bases, and there you see his numbers compared to Will McIntyre.
And they both look, you know, pretty similar there. Both have given up 1 hit, but you know, Weary there with the 2 walks. But ever since those 2 walks, you know, like you said, retired 6 or 7 in a row.
And we do want to make mention that this is a 7-inning game. Normally, if you follow Legion baseball, then you know that they're 9-inning games, but there has been a lot of weather here in the Shelby, North Carolina area this week, and they have shortened the games to 7 innings. And it does put a little bit of a different complexion on the game. It
does. It makes, you know, I was talking to Coach Pugh earlier, and, you know, it makes you use your pitchers a little different than you normally would.
Dylan Hurd is the batter, the Arkansas catcher. He has the only hit of the game for Arkansas. And Weary delivers a strike. So we told you, Hurd's the real leader on this team. He's got a year of college baseball already under his belt. And he was a starter as a freshman.
You know, and as we said that, Mike, you know, he walks the leadoff hitter of the inning, and that's the one thing you do not ever want to try to do is walk the leadoff guy of an inning.
Something you never did, right?
Yeah, never.
Alex Shurtleff, who walked his last time up, will be the batter. With Hurt on at first base. Seems like we've had this scenario before, and we did. Second inning, it led to the bases being loaded with nobody out. And Arkansas could not take advantage of it.
Yeah, and if you go and you look at statistics, you know, usually you walk the leadoff guy of an inning, 70% of the time they're going to score.
There's a strike, and Bobby Weary's ahead now, 0-2 against Alex Shurtleff. Oh, and they almost got it. That was close.
He almost got, he's laughing at it right there. You can see him on screen, but he, you know, he almost got caught sleeping over there, didn't he?
He just did get back. That was a good move by Weary. And Shurtleff goes down on strikes. Third strikeout of the game for Bobby Weary.
And what a great pitch. You know, good breaking ball. But after walking that guy, Mike, you know, he comes back and throws 3 pitches to the guy and strikes him out.
Cam Morrison is the catcher for Asheboro. He's a good one. He's another one that has a year of college under his belt. Cam Morrison will be a sophomore at Catawba College, which is about 30 miles or so from Asheboro. And he was the catcher at Catawba as a freshman.
And when you have a good catcher back there, like both these teams, it makes it a lot easier on your coaches.
Jake Wright at the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. And a home run in the big win over New Jersey. Last time out for Arkansas.
And he sure could use one of those right here, couldn't he?
I do think it's important if you're Arkansas. I think they get a real advantage if they can score first. They know the pressure's on them. It's win or go home for Arkansas. For North Carolina, the story's either are you the 1 or the 2 seed, or are you the winner or the runner-up in your division. Do you play at 3 or do you play at 7:30 tomorrow? That's a good pitch. 2 strikeouts in a row for Bobby Weary.
You know, Mike, another great breaking ball right here by Weary. You know, just kind of froze him a little bit. Looked like a deer caught in the headlights there. Wow, he was froze on that one.
Looked like a Steve Woodard curve ball. Aaron Ornder is the batter.
And you can see he's starting to use that pitch a lot more and feeling a lot more comfortable with it.
When the ball gets away from Marsh. Hurt's going to go all the way to third base.
You know, Mike,
costly error.
It was, and he tried to do the same thing he did a while ago when he thought he caught him asleep and made a bad throw. And there's a lot, like we said, a lot of foul territory over there, and he was able to get to third.
Boy, and you saw his body reaction as soon as he made that throw. He knew that was not what he wanted to do. But there are 2 outs. But for the second time in this game, Arkansas has a runner at third base.
Yeah, now with that runner at third base, you know, now a ball that bounces off the catcher, you know, away from him, it gives that guy a chance to score. Pass ball, wild pitch, anything, he's scoring.
And you're sure that that's what Arkansas's head coach is talking about.
You know, and you never know right here. You know, they're a very good bunting team. Third baseman playing back a little bit. Well, he's moving in now, but never might lay down a bunt.
Orinder, the first baseman's the batter. First pitch high for a ball, ball one. Orinder struck out his first time up. Another chance for the team from Bryant, Arkansas. And it comes here in the top of the fourth inning. A two-base throwing error is Weary trying to pick off Dylan Hurt. And it resulted in Hurt going from first to third.
You know, you can believe right here, 2-2. He's probably going to throw that breaking ball down and away again.
Way outside.
And I'm betting you he's going to come right back with it again, full count.
Ground ball, will it get through? Oh, and that's a nice play by the first baseman, Bryce Marsh. Painter's throw was a little offline, but Marsh took care of business, and still no score here in Shelby, Arkansas, and North Carolina. The American Legion World Series is part of the Summer of Next, is brought to you by the American Legion. Mike Hogwood and Steve Woodard with you. We got a good baseball game, no score. Only 2 hits in the game. And the story of the game so far, Woody, to me, is the fact that Arkansas has had a runner at third base twice. Once, they had the bases loaded with nobody out and have not been able to get a run home.
Yeah, I think that's the big part. You know, I think the score early like that, I think it would make them relax. And
Dawson Painter. Oh, and a nice play by third baseman Scot Schmidt.
Wow, this whole tournament we saw some great play at third base, haven't we?
Yeah, Schmidt and Hill in this game. Hill for Asheboro, Randolph County. They're 2 of the best. We have seen a lot. Guys with quick hands at the hot corner. Cam Morrison's the batter. The catcher flew out to right field. His first time up, and hit it in the air here. And nobody's able to catch up to it.
That was a long run for everybody.
Alex Shurtleff, the right fielder, seemed to have the best chance at it, but Cam Morrison will pick up the bat and do it again.
And you can see right there on that fly ball how wet the outfield is when it hit. It just kind of stuck.
Well, let's make that point that last night, about this time, we had to stop because of torrential rain. And it rained for a long time. That outfield was soaked. They had the tarp on the infield. But there's no way it can be dry even now.
And I didn't think there was no way we'd be back here this morning at 11 o'clock to play. And they got it ready. The grounds crew, you got to give them.
And Morrison lashes a base hit to left field.
Just a really good piece of hitting, staying back, hitting this ball, driving it to left field. Now you wonder if that hug by Miss America may have helped him a little bit.
Maybe did. This is a guy who, over the course of the summer, hit right around 400 all summer long. And that's coming off a pretty good freshman season in college. Bryce Marsh is the batter. Now, Bryce Marsh is a couple years younger than Cam Morrison. Only has 1 hit in this World Series. He is 1 for 9. Through the summer, he did have 4 home runs and 22 doubles. So he's got a little bit of power. But he is still just 16 years old. Easy play for Scot Schmidt, and they're 2 down.
And you know, McIntyre keeps making some great pitches right there. Got it in on the hands on Marsh and, you know, jammed him.
North Carolina's got 2 hits tonight. Stepping up to the plate, young man who has 1 of them, Payton Williams, the second baseman, had a base hit in the 2nd inning. That was another good pitch. Morrison got him at second base. Morrison does not have great speed, and that was a good throw from that man, Dylan Hurts, to end the inning. Nothing doing for North Carolina. We played 4, and we've got no score at the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina. Welcome back to ESPNU Summer of Next, presented by Geico. This is the American Legion World Series, Shelby, North Carolina. No score between the teams from Bryant, Arkansas, and Randolph County, North Carolina. And Bobby Weary, the pitcher for Randolph County, has been a story. He walked, he loaded the bases, and then he really came back and has become a different pitcher at times.
Yeah, he's been resilient here. You know, he had the bases loaded with nobody out, Mike, and he was able to get out of that, made some great quality pitches, and, you know, when he's been in trouble, he's made those quality pitches.
In the 4th inning, he also had, you know, some moments where he'd like to have bat. This one of them is this throw trying to pick off Dylan Hurt. Hurt would go all the way to third base, and then Arkansas not able to get the runner home.
Yeah, just a mental error there, throwing that ball away, but there was 2 outs, and he was able to make some quality pitches to get out of that inning.
And Dawson Painter, who has made some outstanding plays at shortstop all week long here in Shelby, made another one there for the team from Randolph County. So we move to the 5th. And normally this would be just the midpoint of the ball game. But remember, we're playing 7 innings.
So we're getting deep into that game now.
Scot Schmidt, the third baseman who's made some nice defensive plays, is the batter. He popped up to second base his first time up. And Weary's ahead of him, a ball and 2 strikes. Looked like he might almost hurt himself on that one.
Yeah, it looked like he slipped it a little bit there off the mound, and, you know, with it being a little wet, you know, you get in that mud and you slide a little bit.
We cannot exaggerate how much rain there was here last night. And what a great job the grounds crew did here to get this beautiful field ready to go. This is, during the year, a high school stadium, Shelby High School. I don't know many high school stadiums that look like this,
no,
but
this is amazing. And, you know, we were very fortunate last night they got that tarp on the field before the rain came down.
Yep. Once again, Weary has walked the leadoff hitter of the inning.
Now batting number 10, the left fielder, Bryant.
Again, there's so many volunteers and the folks from Cleveland County here all involved. Here's our tournament director keeping an eye on things.
You know, Mike, it takes a lot of people to get that tarp out and on that field, especially when the wind was blowing like it was last night.
You've never had to roll one of those things out, have you?
All the way through the minor leagues.
I thought you might have. Laying down the bunt, it's a good one. Only plays it first. And Kobe Griner does his job. Sacrifice bunt. Gets Scot Schmidt down to second base.
Great job of bunting, moving the runner over. And it was very fortunate. Look right there on the replay possibly if we can get that, you know, a little, maybe where he slipped a little bit. And if he had slipped, threw it away, we'd have runners on second and third.
And we move to the top of the order now, and a big RBI opportunity for Logan Allen. Allen is 0 for 2. And a balk has been called. And Arkansas will have another runner at third base. Third time today they've had a runner at third base.
You know, and just another mental error here. Let's see what he did. You know, he moved, he flinched with his backside before he stepped off, and they'll call it every time.
So there's so many things that can happen with a runner at third, less than 2 outs. Obviously the sacrifice fly, but
let's see if he maybe try to bunt this time to just try to make something happen. Safety squeeze possibly.
Allen pops it up. Morrison, the catcher, makes the play, and that is a big out.
Big out. You know, every time he's had those guys in scoring position, he's made some quality pitches, and right there he did it again.
No breeze here tonight. The flag is absolutely limp. Folks doing anything they can to find a little air in the stands. Jake East now will take a base hit to score Schmidt, and Weary throws a strike. East is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second, flown out to left field. You talk to the coach, Darren Hurd, about his shortstop, Jake East, and he'll tell you that he's played his best baseball here in postseason. He's had a bunch of key hits. But that's on the nose to Austin Curry, third out of the inning, and Arkansas strands another runner at third base. And we've still got no score. Arkansas, North Carolina. After our Sunday night baseball game between the Red Sox and Yankees, wrap up your weekend with SportsCenter at Night, hosted by Bucci and Anderson. They'll have all the highlights from the final round of the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, the NFL preseason games, the best from Major League Baseball, and everything else. SportsCenter at Night, also streaming live on the ESPN app. And that PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, probably about 40 miles from here in Charlotte. Move to the bottom of the 5th now. And Payton Williams, the second baseman, leading it off for North Carolina. He was at the plate when Morrison got caught trying to steal. That's hit to right field, and that is going to be in for a base hit. The ball won't roll very far. Payton's going to try to make it a triple. Williams, he's out at third. He tried to extend it to a triple, and a great defensive play by the Arkansas outfield. Alex Shurtleff made a heck of a throw, and Williams is out at third base.
Mike, this is awesome right here. You know, he got the ball, got it up, hit the cutoff man like we're taught, and made a great throw to third base to be able to tag him out. Some very good baseball, and he got him.
Well, these teams, you want to win so bad, you're going to try to take the extra base. And it was going to take a great throw to get him, and that's just what happened. A great throw got him. Trevor Marsh is the batter. Like we said, with this 7-inning game, the innings starting to get a little late. Good fastball by Will McIntyre.
And he seems to be getting more comfortable as the game goes on, like we said.
And 16 years old.
He's not pitching like a 16-year-old, is he?
No, he's not. That just missed. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Trevor Marsh, the right fielder. Marsh gets aboard, it's real trouble.
Yeah, that's one person you don't want to walk and, you know, put over there on first with the speed he has.
That is the first walk issued by Will McIntyre tonight. The batter's Austin Curry, the center fielder. North Carolina with 3 hits, Arkansas with 1. But because of walks and errors, Arkansas has had a base runner at third base 3 different times. North Carolina has not. Little check me swing. Got him at first and just got him. Schmidt, a great throw. Boy, was that close.
We're going to have to watch that one again. And that was a great defensive play, but it sure was close at first there, Mike.
As you can see, Marsh is down at second base. Parker Clayton, the DH, is the batter. Well, there are a lot of folks here from Randolph County, and
they wanted that, didn't they?
They didn't like that.
Let's see what happened right here. Whoa,
it was close. But with the speed at second base, any kind of a base hit is going to score Trevor Marsh. Hit the outside corner. Good play by the Arkansas first baseman, Aaron Orender. North Carolina strands a runner. We played 5. Nothing doing. We've had some great defense in this game. Here they get Payton Williams trying to make it to third base for North Carolina, but he's out at third. ESPNU's Summer of Next, presented by Geico at the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina, and a lot of goose eggs on that scoreboard. No score, 3 hits for North Carolina, 1 hit for Arkansas. A lot of excited fans here. It's definitely North Carolina favored crowd, as you might expect with this event being in North Carolina. But there are a lot of folks who came here from Arkansas as well.
And really the storyline of this game is runners left in scoring position for Arkansas.
And the fact that Arkansas is 0 for 6 hitting with runners in scoring position.
But both these pitchers, you got to give them credit. You know, every time there's runners in scoring position, they make quality pitches.
Seth Tucker is the batter. We can now officially say he has home run power. And again, I'll reiterate this. This Arkansas team came here to Shelby without a single home run all summer long. They hit 3 in their last game.
And that's the reason they're wearing those camo jerseys again.
Right, yeah, the camo jerseys were worn on Military Day. But that was the day that Arkansas hit 3 home runs and beat New Jersey 7-4. And the players said, we're not taking these uniforms off.
I don't blame them one bit.
Well, baseball is a superstitious sport, and there got away from Bobby Weary. Three innings now. Arkansas has had their leadoff hitter on board. But nothing to show for it.
And we got to go back and talk about 7-inning ball game here. Look where we're at here. Let's see them, see if they bunt him over, get him in scoring position.
Dylan Hurt, the cleanup hitter, and really by all accounts the best player on this team, is at the plate.
And he'll hit and run and bunt. He can, he can swing that bat.
Got a base hit and walked. And that's going to bounce in front of Austin Curry. And Arkansas threatening again. Here in the top of the sixth, they've got runners at first and second and nobody out.
And you got to wonder now if Coach Pugh don't try to get somebody going.
Well, I would wonder, is Bobby weary?
You know, I mean, I love it.
Almost flew it right by you,
did.
didn't I? It's
right over my head. Yeah, but every time Weary gets in trouble, you know, he's made these quality pitches to get out of every jam.
And once again, Nate Ray is headed down to the bullpen to get loose.
And you got to believe this is a bunt situation here.
Alex Shurtleff at the plate. The lost art of bunting.
You know, and I think a lot of times young kids, I learned from one of the best, Rod Carew, that I had in the big leagues as a hitting coach. Just get the ball down somewhere out in front of the plate.
Well, that's what Shurtleff's trying to do, trying to get those two runners in scoring position. Weary delivers high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, they're charging in at third and first.
You know, Mike in here talking about the pitcher. You know, I know he's wanting to throw strikes, but we want to try to elevate that ball a little bit, try to get him to pop that ball up. As a pitcher, that's what we're thinking.
Ryan Hill at third, Bryce Marsh at first. So look at Marsh. There's that pitch way upstairs, but Marsh was about 8 feet off the plate before that ball got to home plate.
Well, right here with runners on first and second, if you look at the infield, the way the infield's placed, you always want to bunt that ball. Try to put it over there toward the third baseman to make third baseman come and field this ball.
And now Ronnie Pugh's going to come out of the dugout. He wants to make sure everybody is on the same page with how to handle this bunt. The count is 2 balls and a strike. A little drama here in the top of the 6th inning, but Arkansas has been here before. And again, we'll say they had the bases loaded, nobody out in the 2nd inning and couldn't get a run in.
And you got to believe Coach Pugh here. He walks slow out there. He's trying to give Nate Ray a chance to get loose out there in that bullpen, in case these bases are loaded.
Arkansas tonight 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And there's Ray down in the bullpen. Tell you, the way it's as hot and humid as it is, it's not going to take a pitcher a long time to get loose, get ready.
No, it sure won't, not in this type of weather.
Now, North Carolina is already into tomorrow, the semifinals. So you may not see their top reliever Cam Reed tonight. Then again, we might. 3 balls and a strike. A walk loads the bases. Now a full count.
Now you got to wonder if Coach Hurt, if he's going to take the bunt, take the bunt sign off here and let him swing away, or is he going to try to make him bunt again? And just like a bunt.
That was just as going to say, that was just as good as a bunt. Slow roller, and Painter's only play was at first base. Tucker goes to third, and Hurt moves down to second. 2 runners in scoring position for the designated hitter, Jake Wright. And this is a situation that I think Darren Hurd would tell you he would take right now anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to wonder if Coach Pugh maybe want to put him on, or try to load the bases, get a double play, put a double play in order. But they're going right at him. Yeah, they're going right after him, Mike.
Arkansas wins, and they live to play another day. Arkansas wins. They'll play the 3 o'clock game tomorrow against Nevada.
You can hear the fans here. They wanted that pitch bad.
And they, just what you had talked about, they've decided to walk and put him on at first base. So that does load the bases, and it does set up the force anywhere.
And with this middle infield right here, you know, you've seen how they play defense. Now they can turn that double play.
The batter will be Aaron Orender. Second time tonight, Arkansas has had the bases loaded
with less than 2 outs.
And that's a great stop by Morrison. That was way outside. Any kind of a pass ball and a run scores. Orender tonight is struck out and grounded out to shortstop. And again, way outside.
You know, and not what he's wanted to do. Now we got 2-0. You know, now he's got to come to him. Now he's got to try to throw. He's got to throw a strike.
And the big number in this game, Arkansas 0 for 6, runners in scoring position. Trying to change that right now, Aaron Orender. And there is a strike on the outside corner. Bobby Weary has been in jams all night long. Can he get out of this one? Will Arkansas make him pay? Ground ball, slow roller. That's going to get a run in. Arkansas takes the lead on the slow ground ball by Aaron Orender. Seth Tucker scores. It is 1-0.
You know, and he done a great job of hitting right there. Just reached out, had to put the ball in place somewhere on the ground, and he did just that to get that run in.
It'll bring up the third baseman, Scot Schmidt. Runners at second and third. Center field. That's going to get in. The center fielder, Curry, looked like he tripped and almost fell down.
Yeah, Mike, he slipped. It looked like he slipped right as he was getting ready to go get that ball. And, you know, the ball, he's been getting all those balls, but it looked like he slipped and didn't have a chance to go get it.
Hurt and Wright score, and it is now 3-0. Arkansas. Two outs. Schmidt on at first. What a big base hit that was. And there's no doubt about it. This outfield is wet.
You know, now we go back and look at it, Mike. Now those runners that were left on early in the game, they got them in right there. So, you know, hopefully they can hold on and win this game. That's what they're thinking.
Big inning for Arkansas. This time Curry drifts around and makes the play. Well, what an inning it was for the team from Bryant, Arkansas. They come up with 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Arkansas 3 and North Carolina 0. Ryan Hill at the plate to try to get things going for North Carolina here in the bottom of the inning. Will McIntyre has been outstanding.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball well, and you know, it seems like he gets more comfortable as the game goes on. And you know, he's 5 innings to this point, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
And when we're talking about our Geico who's next, you got to put Will McIntyre, just 16 years old, in that category. Hill popped it up. Will it? The answer is no. I love Dylan Hurt's attitude. We saw him smiling on the base, and he said it came off the screen and I caught it. Shouldn't that count?
these guys are having fun. That's what it's all about. And
count goes full to Ryan Hill as North Carolina trying to answer here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Called strike 3. Great pitch by McIntyre. Well, we talked about him as our Geico Who's Next, and that's one of the reasons why. That kind of a pitch right there.
Yeah, and there's his second strikeout of the night, and probably one of his best fastballs of the night, and frozen.
Top of the order, Dalton Hammer. Hammer's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second and struck out. And this young kid on the mound is pitching with a lot of confidence.
Yes, he is. He's getting that ball. He's ready to go already and working fast.
Counts even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hammer. We told you what a great year he's had. Great summer. He hit .301 all summer. And he's aboard. He's trouble. With that big base hit and those 2 extra runs in the top of the inning are looming big.
Yes, it is. And, you know, North Carolina right here is just trying to answer, trying to put something on the board. It's getting late in the ball game, and
that's hit to center field. Logan Allen is there. Nothing doing for Dawson Painter.
You know, McIntyre came back after walking, you know, the leadoff hitter in the lineup, coming back and making some great pitches there to, you know, to get him to fly out.
2 down, and Cam Morrison will be the batter. Morrison 1 for 2. He's flown out to right field. Had a base hit his last time up.
And you know that don't feel good, fouling that ball off your foot.
Morrison, like many of these college players, will be headed right to school. Classes at Catawba will start on Wednesday. So he hopes he's going on Tuesday and playing a championship here, and classes on Wednesday. Popped him up. Jake East, the shortstop, makes the play. North Carolina strands a runner. We head to the 7th and final inning. Arkansas will try to get some insurance on the board when we come back to Shelby, North Carolina. Boy, what a great week we've all had here in Shelby, North Carolina, the home of the American Legion World Series. 3-0. And a new pitcher coming in now for North Carolina. It's going to be number 20, Jackson Snyder. We've seen him before in this World Series. Graduated last spring from Southwestern Randolph High School, and he'll be coming in now to try to shut down Arkansas in this 7th and final inning.
You know, and Mike Jackson, he's going to throw the ball somewhere between, you know, 75 to 80 miles an hour, and you can see there he's going to drop down and throw that ball sidearm and have one of those little a frisbee breaking ball.
You know, when we saw him pitch earlier in the World Series, he was pretty effective.
Very effective, and guys that throw from down there that can throw strikes, they're going to be very effective.
It'll be the top of the order for Arkansas. Logan Allen, Jake East, and Seth Tucker.
And his job coming in here is get these guys back in the dugout as quick as he can and not let them score any more runs.
We said it again, this Arkansas team came here tonight knowing that in order to continue and to have a chance at winning this World Series, which was won last year by a team from Arkansas, Texarkana, Arkansas. They had to win here tonight. It's a very good North Carolina team. You look at the past champions, Southeast regional team, of which North Carolina is representing. A couple of years ago was Chapin Newberry, South Carolina, that won it. Brooklawn, New Jersey, a couple of years in a row. Legion team from New Orleans claimed the title in 2012. Well, we know that Nevada and Nebraska have made it to tomorrow. Semifinals. Who will they play? We'll know in a short while.
This game will tell us everything.
Well, North Carolina is going to be there tomorrow, but will it be Arkansas? And if Arkansas should lose, there's I don't know all the tie-breaking procedures, but it looks like Idaho might be a team that could sneak in there. And the winners of tomorrow's game will play Tuesday night right here for the American Legion World Series Championship. Got a great couple of days of baseball ahead of us. How about you, Woody? I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it, too. I know these guys are looking forward to it.
Ball and 2 strikes. The count to Logan Allen, who's made some good plays in center field. And he leads off with a base hit.
You know, Nate Ray came in, got ahead of him, 1-2, and then just kind of left one over the plate there and drove a line drive to left field for a base hit.
Yeah, that ball by Snyder just kind of dances up there a little bit and does have a lot of movement on it. Jake East, the batter.
Now you got to wonder with this 3-0 lead if they feel a little more comfortable and they may try to make some things happen.
Snyder has fallen behind now, 2-0. East 0 for 3 tonight.
And
had the hit and run on.
Yeah, there we go right there with that hit and run, 2-0 count, and you know he can handle the bat very well and got him in motion.
Jake East at the plate was the most valuable player in the regional, the Mid-South regional for Arkansas. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, and they left that hit and run on again there. And now it's 2-2.
That's over the head of the shortstop Payton. And Arkansas threatening again here in the 7th inning.
Their bats have came alive here in the last couple of innings. Fastball away and stayed inside of it and hit it right back up the middle. Line drive, base hit.
I think those 3 home runs against New Jersey have given this team a lot of confidence. This is a different Arkansas team than the one we saw on Thursday.
Completely different. You got to wonder if they win this game, are they going to have those camo jerseys on again tomorrow?
I guarantee you they will. If they win this game, they will be the winners of this division, as they'll have the head-to-head win against North Carolina. The bunt. Not a great throw. Another run will score. 2 runs are in. Safe at home. How costly was that?
It was a great bunt, and you know the pitcher just kind of threw it into the baseline and looked like it hit the runner and bounced off into that foul territory that's so deep over there.
Well, a bunt, and he ends up at third base. Allen and E score. And it's 5-0.
And then he made it a real close play at home plate here.
That was close.
And just missed him. And that was a great slide, sliding away from the tag and to the back of the home plate.
And you've got Tucker now at third, nobody out. Dylan Hurt at the plate. And these Arkansas fans getting on their phones and booking a hotel room for another night.
And you got to wonder, you see here late in the ball game like this, I'm wondering why the infield has not ever went in. They're conceding that run at third to get an out. Because Mike, you sure don't want them to score any more runs.
And they got him on strikes. First out of the inning. Alex Shurtleff is the batter. He's got a big opportunity here. 2 runs are in the inning. 3 in the 6th, 2 here in the 7th. And it's 5-0. Looking like it'll be Arkansas and Nevada.
Yeah, and like you said, those home runs yesterday kind of woke them up a little bit, didn't it?
But when you haven't hit a home run all summer long.
51 games before they hit a home run.
Hill, he's got a gun for an arm. Out number 2. And Tucker's still at third base with Jake Wright the batter. Wright scored one of those 3 runs in the 6th inning. Well, that went behind him.
That ball went all the way behind him there. Looked like it got away from him just a little bit.
And this heavy North Carolina crowd is, I don't know if you feel it, but it's kind of, the air is kind of going out of the crowd here.
And it is, and you got to look at this. Arkansas wins that game going into tomorrow. They'll have a ton of confidence going into tomorrow.
The guys from Bryant, Arkansas have been playing together their entire lives. They've already had great success as a group, winning a high school state championship, winning a 13-year-old Babe Ruth World Series, and here in the American Legion World Series, they've just about punched their ticket into the semifinals tomorrow.
And Mike, playing together all these years, me in Hartselle, Alabama there at Hartselle High School with William Booth, our coach, playing all these years, winning all these state championships. I know what it feels like here to do all this. It's fun.
It's special.
Very special.
Hill. And we head to the bottom of the 7th. North Carolina needs 5 runs to keep this game alive. They've only got 3 hits today. 5-0. Arkansas leads it. The American Legion World Series, as part of the Summer of Next, is brought to you by Gardner-Webb University and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And the 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee. The bottom of the 7th, final inning. Arkansas up 5-0. Bryce Marsh will lead it off. Will McIntyre, the 16-year-old right-hander, stands to get himself a complete game here. This good hitting North Carolina team, and you hold them to 3 hits, you've done something.
You know, and that's the first thing you and I talked about tonight. How is he going to handle this situation with this crowd playing on TV? He's handled it pretty well.
High chopper. Scooped and thrown by Seth Tucker. And there's 1 out. No matter what happened here, North Carolina was going to play tomorrow. We were just talking about it. Those camo uniforms will be brought out again tomorrow, I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
Payton Williams, the batter for Randolph County. Arkansas lost their first game here to Idaho, but they beat New Jersey 7-4, and looks like they're going to take North Carolina. North Carolina had won both of their games before tonight. And McIntyre throwing strikes. He's ahead 0-2. Struck him out.
Wow, another great pitch there by McIntyre. You know, a breaking ball down and away. Strike 3 swinging.
It's his 3rd strikeout. This is a team that doesn't strike out a whole lot. Now, of concern to North Carolina might be Trevor Marsh. Considering how hot he was in the regionals and the 2 hits against New Jersey, he did not have a hit against Idaho, and he has not had a hit here tonight. And this is a guy who's been on fire. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Boy, that was impressive from McIntyre. North Carolina down now to their final strike. Should be a fun day of baseball tomorrow. We'll start at 3.
If it's anything like today, it's going to be some good baseball.
Hit to left field. Griner is there. That's a ball game. Arkansas stays alive in the American Legion World Series. Give these guys some credit. Lost their first game, and they have been a different team the last 2.
Wow, they come together tonight. But all you can say, Will McIntyre, great game, pitched an outstanding game, complete game, and they finally got these guys in from third base there late in the innings.
Yeah, it didn't look early. They had bases loaded, nobody out, couldn't get them in. A couple other times had a runner in third, couldn't get them home. But then it all broke loose in the 6th inning. Here are the standings, and you see the top 2 teams in the Stars division are now Arkansas and North Carolina. Nebraska and Nevada are in the Stripes divisions. Those 4 teams have lived to play another day, and those 4 teams now have a chance to make it to the championship on Tuesday night. It will be Arkansas now moving on to play Nevada tomorrow. And then tomorrow night we'll have Nebraska and North Carolina. It's going to be a fun day of baseball tomorrow. It was a great day of baseball today. Woody, I had a good time.
I'm looking forward to it.
And we'll see you tomorrow. For Steve Woodard and our entire ESPN crew, Mike Hawkwood here, saying so long from the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina.